So, O Lord, mud and foam are seen in the waters of the Ganges. They naturally appear within river water. Nevertheless, the water of the Ganges never loses its spiritual nature. The body of a devotee is supramundane. Also one may see faults within the inborn nature or body of a devotee. A devotee is never mundane. One who nonetheless criticizes a devotee commits a terrible sin. For such an offense, the jiva is incessantly subjected to the tortures of Yamaraj. O Nanda, Nandana, may I never be ruined by committing such an offense. Your devotees are your wells. May they bestow mercy upon me. Then my destiny will lead me towards you, and I will obtain the shade of your lotus feet. This song is based on the Upadeshamrita.
Line in.
Bueno, no. In reality, Carlos exhibited a little bit of spontaneous devotional service, which is very often lacking. If you want to sing a song, you must have the songbook visible to your eyes. There has to be amplification, and these things, they should be spontaneous. They should really be. But sometimes spontaneous is not found very easy. That people see what is required. That they by themselves say, oh, this is required, let me do it. No, you just look and look and look and look and you don't see anything. That is, so thank you, Carlos, for your spontaneous help with my little booklet, because you don't have 4 arms, so you play the instrument, watch the book and everything at the same time, bit difficult. Are we having translation for those who... Okay. But speak English.
Yes.
Are you mantra? ¿Tú hablas inglés?
¿Entiendes?
Bueno, sí, ese micrófono también es ya... Seguro lo vamos a cambiar cuando terminen todas las parikramas. Ese fue un... Bueno, ese no es important. This is not important. Now let's focus on what's important. That here the comparison by Srila Rupa Goswami, Drishtai Swabhava Janatair Vapushas Chadosair Na Prakritatvam Ihabhakta Janasya Pashyet Gangambasam Nakalu Buddha Fena Pankair Brahmadravatvam Apagachati Nira Dharmai. So this is a verse from the 6th shloka of the Upadeshamrita of Rupa Goswami. Out of this 6th shloka, this song came. So it's a very important thing. For Krishna, his devotees, they are very valuable. Be they Kanishta Adhikaris, Madhyama Adhikaris or Uttama Adhikaris, they're all very valuable to Krishna. Therefore Krishna is very, very happy about their devotees, and he don't like devotees criticizing devotees. This is something where we fall, where we always commit the mistake. We think that we are better devotees than others. Somehow or other, this madness comes in the mind of people. Oh, these people are from a different mission. Oh, they cannot be that good. Oh, these people are just old ladies. Look, They don't even have shoes. Little stupid. They're walking barefoot because you should do parikrama barefoot. That's the tradition. As a matter of fact, you should never have shoes on your feet when you chant the holy name. But there is a higher principle than that. Is a higher principle is that you chant the holy name better with shoes than not chanting. And we are going out on Harinam Sankirtan in our cities, in Bogota, Cali, Medellin, or anywhere. So if we all wear bare feet in the street, the people would think, oh my God, these people are again, they're extraterrestrials. No, look, they don't even have shoes. Because everybody wears shoes. Because the streets are dirty or glass or but normally people did not use shoes. They walked from Mayapur to Jagannath Puri bare feet. They go on parikrama bare feet. Yugala parikrama is almost 45 kilometers in Vrindavan, and everybody, old, young, everybody going bare feet. So we think people are primitive if they are bare feet, you know. You got a brain which is as small as a pea. It's nonsense, idiotic thinking. Shoes, dirty streets, that's our modern world. Actually, shoes are not necessary. But in certain cold climates, it's very easy understandable why people have shoes. Nothing wrong with shoes in the end of the day, but they are not necessary. When you chant the holy name or you go inside the temple, you do not wear shoes. Well, that's the tradition. But then we go on Harinam. Some of the people of India, when they see a Harinam party with Western people with shoes, they think, oh, they're offensive. They're chanting the names of God with shoes. But they don't understand that is cultural. You cannot wear barefoot everybody there in the middle of a city of New York. Doesn't suit. So there it's better to sing with shoes than not to chant. Oh, we cannot wear shoes when you sing the holy name. Therefore, let's not go out on Sankirtan anymore and chanting. So we will not chant with shoes. You see your point? All these things are priorities, and that has to be adjusted by a spiritual master. When I take the people on parikrama, especially Govardhan parikrama in Vrindavan, I tell them, please wear shoes. Why? Because our people are not used to have a 20-kilometer walk. And when they come back without shoes, then for 3 days they have blisters on their feet and they cannot do anything, cannot go anywhere. So what good thing does that do for the parikrama? So I ask the devotees, please wear shoes. Unless you know how to walk 20 kilometers without getting blisters on your feet. Some feet are so prepared for that. They can do that. My feet are not. I cannot. So understand it. Certain things may make you think we are better or this or that. Some person may have a sari which looks a little grayish. And you think, oh, these people, they have no clothes. Look, they're wearing old torn, not torn, but like grayish saris. But you know something? That lady who wears the grayish saris, she washes her sari every day. Whereas you wear the same pants maybe for a whole week without washing. And you think you're better than her because her color has the sari has become a little grayish. You see my point? This is complete stupid to judge people by the way they look, by the way they dress, by the way they wear shoes or not shoes. This is completely stupid. Therefore, it says here, the devotees are very dear to Krishna, even if they have some apparent fault. You should not see those faults. I mean, if you are the father or if you are the guardian of somebody, you may tell him if you see something wrong. There's nothing wrong to say that in private. But otherwise, you don't look at the faults of others. Look, let's be true. I know that here in Mayapur, there's a few business people. They may here just be here for business. Some. And then there's other people, they're business people, but they're devotees. They're here, they're doing business because they have to do something to maintain their family. But they do business, but they're not business people, they're devotees. So who is who? That only Krishna knows in the end of the day. You only know that you want to get the mercy of Krishna. And you will never get the mercy of Krishna if you go around criticizing devotees. And there may even be some thieves. People are coming to the Holy Dham just for stealing. Well, that's their problem. It's not your problem. You don't have to think, this is a thief, this is not a thief. But I tell you, I'm talking about everybody, all the ISKCON devotees, all the Gaudiya Math devotees, all the Babajis. If somebody's here for chanting the holy name and trying to become a soul of God, and he's very dear to the Lord. And today we are going to go to an event of many devotees. I got an invitation. Today we have a little bit of a conflict of timing because the program starts at 2 and the prasadam is probably going to be 1. Let's see how we can get out of this program this morning, because there's Acharya Maharaj has his Vyasa Puja today, and that's being celebrated in Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, our very close dear friends Math. This is where Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, our Shiksha Guru, used to be our president of the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha. So very, very important, very, very dear, very, very special. So we're going to be there. Then immediately after we eat, we run to Krishna Nagar to join that program, to look what's happening there. It's another Vaishnava Samaj. Let's see how we can link up with them. It's an attempt. And if you want to come with me, you don't have to come. But it would look nice if we come as a group of foreign devotees there. They've never seen a group of foreign devotees. As a matter of fact, the meeting is a meeting of Indian devotees. It says in the invitation, we are inviting the Indian devotees. Like there's no devotees outside of India. Actually, I don't know. It'll be very beautiful. Funny encounter. So, do not look at devotees. Devotees are so important. They're so wonderful. They are so beloved to Krishna. What to speak of a brahmachari who is not charging anything, doing service all the time? What to speak of a sannyasi who has given up everything else in this world only to serve Krishna and to be in the holy dham? And then they may go out around the world. Like sometimes sannyasis, they manage even money. Because if you don't have any money, how do you get to preach in Europe? How can you do that? How can you do it? How can you go outside if you have no money to travel? So sometimes the sannyasi may have some money to finance his preaching tour. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean he's going to run around and see how I get more money that I buy a Rolex watch so that I look like a heavy Rolex sadhu. I mean, such stupid things we also have seen. Even with my own god brothers, there was a funny thing. Many years ago, there were some ISKCON leaders that were sitting in a room discussing Prabhupada's Samadhi. And they couldn't finish Prabhupada's Samadhi. It took many years to finish the Samadhi. And so they were saying, oh, we have no money for the Samadhi. And then one says, well, if we sell all the Rolex watches, all you have on your arms, we can finish the Samadhi with that money. Dead silence. So, I mean, devotees is spending money on anything like Rolex watch or anything unnecessary. I mean, it's something, you know, today things have changed because almost everybody has a cell phone, and these cell phones are also expensive gadgets. So things are sometimes changing, but we have to understand one thing. A devotee is not good because he has a cell phone. And he's also not bad for not having a cell phone. Because this has become a tool for preaching. It's a preaching tool, communication tool. So if you don't use it, then some of the preaching will escape from you. But if you do use it for the preaching, then it is also good. It depends how you use it. It doesn't depend on the device. The device is just a little material energy. So in this way, we should be very careful not to judge other devotees, even if they sometimes speak a little gossip. You know, anybody who tries to serve, we should give the highest regard, the highest love to them. And we can still discriminate that those devotees who never criticize anybody, from them we try to hear deep harikatha. Because if somebody's always criticizing others, then we stay a little away from them. But we still respect them. We should respect everybody. Keep your column straight. Hey, column straight. Legs on the ground. Then you will not fall asleep so easily, yogis. Let the blood flow better. So that is the message we have here today. The Ganges may be muddy, maybe some foam floating on it, but it's always Ganges. You should give the highest respect to the holy waters. And we had that experience when we based in Kumbh Mela. Ugh, so much gook in there. But we are working on it. We are working on it. It is getting better slowly, slowly. India has suffered so much from not understanding the plastic danger. Because India used to be a recycling country. Everything they used was earth and leaves. It all went back to nature immediately after eating, after using. There was no danger at all. So people have a culture, you use and throw. I heard that in the past they used to throw away the gold plates after using. Then they would again make new plates from the gold, but not use same time 2 times the same gold plate. Huh? Anyway, that's the time of the old kings, no? But in other words, in India, they have a custom that you use things only once. That is a high culture. Not use things twice. But when it comes to plastic, then it becomes the biggest disaster, because you use once, throw it, and it stays on the ground. India did not catch on. They did not realize that these things are not recycled. They are not biodegradable. And then it become, because they have it in their blood. Use, throw. Use, throw. That's in the blood. From generations and generations. And it was not bad. Because they threw it, and then it became, clay cup. These clay cups usually are not even burned. So you grow them, it becomes earth again. So it's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. India had nothing wrong. But now, because of the invasion of these westernized styles, for example, now you have plastic cloth. India did not have plastic cloth. Everything was cotton, wool, silk. Anything was natural fiber, jute, perfect, wonderful. And so, but now, for example, you have one of these saris or one of the dresses made of artificial petrol fiber. Then when you throw it away, it becomes poison, just like every plastic becomes poison. So what to do? Yesterday we looked at the system of making bricks, construction bricks with all the plastics and all these things. It works, can be done, it can be used. Just takes a little energy, like always. But yesterday we tried out the machine. Somebody recorded it. I myself made the plastic brick also. So, yes, there are solutions, but the best solution is not use it, not buy it. No one-way plastic. By 2022, Modi ji said there cannot be one-way plastic in India anymore. Let's hope what they say they will fulfill. But it's understood now. The problem is understood. You got it? But to put it into practice will take some time. Okay? But this is one thing. This is one side issue. Our issue is the Vaishnava. How much we have to respect the Vaishnavas, those who are trying to chant Hare Krishna, those who are trying to get out of the world of Maya. How important are they? So you should be able, if you commit the mistake of minimizing, categorizing, looking down on any other Vaishnava for any stupid reason, you commit a big mistake. Like, you know, some people have like features. They're like, I don't know what to call them in terms of ethnicity. Maybe they're like, some people are South Indian Brahmins, they're very white and they have very nice complexion, no? And you say, oh, what a nice Vaishnava. Then there's another one from Rajasthan. He got a big mustache, like bending up, a big turban on his head, and from all his work in the country, he has like probably all his faces like all full of wrinkles. And you say, oh, who is this? Well, the Rajputs, they looked like that. They were the greatest devotees of India. The Rajput kings, they came from there. Or there may be another devotee, maybe his muddy body may be all black. And then you think, oh, he's a black devotee, he's not so special. Wow, you just committed a big Vaishnava aparad. Just because he doesn't look the way you think you should look. I mean, what is looks all about? The mirror look. What are you looking like? The other day one person says, no, I don't like the people when they're so dark. I say, why? What? Are you crazy? Yes, he said, because in my family, they don't appreciate people who are a little brown or black. So if I bring somebody to home who is a little brown or black, then they look down on me. Can you imagine that? What a sad situation that the devotee can say that. But you know, racism is a fact. Racism is very horrible. And racism is also casteism. Here in India you have the casteism. Oh, he's from a low caste. But he may be a devotee, Baba. And the one from the high caste, he may not be a devotee. So what is it? How are you going to judge this, my dear? In Argentina and Uruguay, the people were so bad. Here, listen to this. They were so bad that they said, let's kill all the brown and black people. That's why today in Uruguay, you don't find any indigenous people because they killed them. Uruguay was full of Guarani people. And in Argentina, they all look like Europeans. Yes. Why? Because they killed all the brown and all the indigenous people. They killed them by the thousands and thousands. There was an ethnic holocaust they made by the military and by the people. This is what white culture is. It's just a bunch of idiots, cruel. And in Brazil, everybody's brown. because they didn't kill the indigenous people, so they mixed with them. So now almost everybody is a little brown. So, very nice. What's the problem? It's a better skin for the sun. Have a little bit pigment of brownish pigment in your skin. But this is so true. In Paraguay, only 100 years ago or less, the government would give you money for the scalp, for the hair of any indigenous person. Means you could just kill them, like you go on a hunt, you kill some indigenous people, cut off their hair, then you bring it to the government, you get $50 for each. Means you killed somebody, which they don't want to have around. So there is a lot of this going on. I am white, you are black, I'm better than you. Not only I'm better, but I should live, you should not live. It sounds unbelievable, right? It sounds like I'm completely crazy and I'm speaking completely crazy things, like, right? But unfortunately, it's the truth. Unfortunately, it's the truth. And usually those who are right-wing, those who are fascists, those who are the big capitalists, they believe in that. Oh, they will not say it. They will not come out today and speak like this. Oh, we want to kill the black people. No, 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 no. They're very tricky. They put virus into the black areas. They don't have medical attention. They do it in many different ways. Many different ways. And you know how they argue? We are too many human beings on this planet. We have to select a little bit. We have to breed the ones who have the best quality because we want to have a good future. So we should only breed those who have something to show for. And what is the something to show for? Well, that's according to their criteria. Of course, their own children, no? But in Germany, sorry to say, they went so far, they didn't respect their own children either. They would have selective right to live. So if the hospital said this child is sickly, like maybe something, a bulb, something in the lung, something, you know, sometimes the doctor says, oh, you have a little hole in your heart, whatever, you know. Sometimes the doctor says, this person has not much chance to survive, or somebody has the Down syndrome. They used to kill them. You know how long ago? 50 years ago. 50, 60 years ago. The doctors, they would decide this should be killed. This girl, useless. This, kill it. In Germany. This is an Asuric culture. And who was involved? The church was involved. One famous priest was encountered. And they said, how can you participate in this killing of sick people? How can you participate? You know what he answered? This means to return the imperfect production to God. That which is imperfect in the production, like you have sometimes in the printing, their pages a little bit off, or you have like a little spot on it, then they take it out because nobody wants to buy something with a damage, no? So he said, we are returning to God the imperfect production. Can you imagine that mentality? What these people have? That's only 50, 60 years ago. And it's still going on in other ways. They always change their system. When they go out and The last thing they did was in Peru. It was in the government of Fujimori. That's just 10 years ago. They took 30,000 indigenous people from the Quechua tribes in the mountains. They said, we have medical treatment, free medical treatment, and they sterilized the indigenous woman. So instead of killing the children, they killed the ability of the woman to have children. It's another way of killing. Simply sterilized. There was a big scandal when it came out. And 30,000 indigenous women were sterilized. In Canada, right now, even today, if an indigenous woman goes to college and becomes like a good brain, and she can go and defend her territory because now she has studies, maybe she's a lawyer, they kill them. In Canada, so-called famous Canada, human rights, country of civilization. Many indigenous girls who went to college, they were simply killed. It's going on. That's why when Cheryl, she comes from there, when she was telling about her problems and there, that is why we have to have an open spiritual culture of protecting each other. Because this, what we just read here, this is very important to understand. How many people are devotees? Practically all the indigenous people, they are devotees. Actually, there's very few people in the world who are not devotees. Some of them are Karma Mishra Bhaktas. Devotees who want to enjoy comforts. Is anybody amongst you who says, I don't care for my own comfort? Then you please lift your hand. Thank you for your honesty. So we are all Karma Mishra Bhaktas. We all look for our comfort. We all want to see, is there a mosquito net or not? Is there a nice cushion to lie on or not? Is there electricity or not? All of us, we're looking for some kind of comfort in our life. So in some people, they're poor and they pray to the Lord, oh, please let me get a good job so that I can get a nice house for my family. Does that make them less devotees? Because they're praying, they want to have a nice little house for their family? No. The majority of the people in this world are devotees, even though they may pray for some comfort or for some opulence, some blessing of Lakshmi. In Bolivia, we call them ekeko. Who knows the ekeko? None of you? Gopal, you know ekeko? Yes, so at least one. Ekeko is like a demigod of the Aymaras who gives you wealth. So people, they worship the ekeko. Yes, and he's giving you different things. Just like here they worship Ganesh. Same idea. So somebody worship the ekeko, therefore he's not a devotee? No. Anybody who worships the divine for support is a devotee. There's a shloka which says, Akarmo sarva karmo va moksha karma udarati tivrena bhakti yogena. I forgot the last line. This is what it said. That whether you have no material desire, or you have all material desire, or you have the desire to become one with Brahman. In all regards, you should practice bhakti yoga. You should participate in some kind of devotional service, so that you will get blessing. And that means it's a recommendation for devotees. The women, they were worshipping Lord Shiva to get a good husband. So what's wrong with that?
And then this rascal
Nimai came and he told the girls, if you want to get good husbands, you worship me, not Lord Shiva. And the girls said, get out of here, you stupid. How do you dare to say that? No, he said, if you want to get a good husband, then you have to worship me. So he made so much jokes, and I don't know, I don't remember, the girls worshipped him or not. Maybe they worshipped him, they were afraid, because he said, if you don't worship me, then you will get a husband who's very old and sick and like that. That's Mahaprabhu talking in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So is there anything wrong for a girl to pray that she wants to have a good husband? Nothing wrong. But pure devotee says, oh my Lord, you give me whatever husband you want, I will take it as your mercy. And if you don't give me any money, any husband, then I will also accept it and become your surrendered soul. Maybe some person may pray like that. Why not? It's not prohibited. Everybody can pray the way he feels in his heart. And if somebody prays for a husband or a wife, okay, that's what the Vedas are all. The Karma Kanda path is full of these instructions. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever you get from your prayer, this will be bestowed by me alone. In other words, in the end of the day, it's all Krishna anyway. All the demigods have nothing to say unless Krishna gives them the right to give you. So if Krishna wants, I'm so surprised how some people can become so fabulously wealthy in this world. Unbelievable amounts of money some people have. But you never see anything good they do with that money. Usually they give the big donations, like you have Warner Brother donations, billions of dollars. And who they give it to? To UNICEF, to reduce the population, to make all kinds of strange things. Show me where they really do something for good for humanity. Those big donors, you don't see it. So this fabulous wealth, I don't know, it's just circulating there in the world of Tamaguna. I don't know. What is Mr. Premji doing with all his money? Giving computers to the kids? You never know what they do. You never see it. It's very... Bill Gates Foundation comes to India. Bill Gates Foundation funds all the vaccinations. And vaccinations, that is a way of reducing population. Why there are so many people impotent today? Because we are eating all this junk. We are becoming impotent. There's people, they invest their money to have less human beings in the future. So they cannot appreciate the human being. Why don't they stop eating meat? Then we can feed, you know, if all the human beings stop eating meat today, we can feed like 9 times more the human population with the same agriculture product we are doing today. We can feed 9 times more or 7 times, who knows how many times, the amount of population. Like if I say Shamarupa is a great guy. Okay, but he's just one Shamarupa. Every person who can be born in a human body, in the human culture, can be another Shamarupa. So if I diminish the human population, I diminish all of you as well, because all of you are part of the human population. The human population is not that we cannot feed humans, but we should give them kirtan, we should give them seva, we should give them harinam and prasadam, we should give the human being good things, and not just nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. On one side, we spread nonsense all around the world, and then we tell, oh, we have to get rid, we are getting too many human beings, let's kill some, let's get rid of them. Anyhow, Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Here we are in the Holy Dham. Whoever lives in Vrindavan or in Mayapur is a very, very lucky person, because there's so many devotees. Everybody has devotion of a kind. So you should really dance. Dance from one to the other. Dance and greet and love everybody you meet here. Everybody. Those who do not deserve it, don't worry about it. That's not your problem. But if you do not respect and you don't feel great joy about a devotee just because you diminish him or you discriminate against him for any stupid reason, then you commit a very hellish offense. Because the devotee is there at Krishna's heart. Krishna loves his devotees. So it's a very, very important, and I beg you for your lifetime to always honor all the devotees. Doesn't matter whether they work with you or they do not work with you. Doesn't matter whether they understand or they don't understand. Doesn't matter if they're a little sectarian or no, because unfortunately many people in this world are a bit sectarian. That is another gift. If you get the gift of non-sectarianism, good for you. But not everybody has that gift. And that gift we can cultivate by having good association. Anyway, that's enough for me this morning. Thank you so much for joining the class. Tomorrow we will leave very early with a small group, and we will visit an eco farm in Bengal. And in this eco farm we will help. It's a 200-acre farm. It's very big, and it was just recently recovered. It was invaded by people who were not the owner. The owner of the land was Jagannath, the temple of Jagannath, who also had been kind of came down little seva. Like here, the Jagannath Mandir, what happened there, also happened there. So then the local villagers, they wanted the temple come back, but they had nobody to come to do it. So Sannyasi Maharaj, he went there and he recovered all this. And the local villagers became very happy and they returned the lands to him. So now he has a huge farm and he wants to make an eco-yoga farm there. And I say, I'll come and visit you and I'll help you. That's why I do this trip, even though I have to probably go 5-6 hours. On the way, I also going to make a short stop in two places I wanted to. One is Eka Chakra and another one is Bankura. No, no, the other is the other place is Vakeshwar. This is, some people went with me to Vakeshwar who were in the bus trip, which we took, the big bus trip. Somebody remembers that? Anybody of you was in the bus trip when we went? Let me remember. I think we went to Mayapur. No, to where did we go? You were on this bus trip, Ambika? The most beautiful old temple cities of Bengal. I've never been there, so I'm also excited to see Birambir temple where Srinivasacharya, where all the books were printed of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So this is it's quite a trip for me, but anyway, I'm doing this because I promised, and I want to keep my promise. So to Vrindavan. I won't come back this time, but most likely I will be back here when it really gets hot in Vrindavan. Then we will come here to do some work in Bengal, because this is most likely will happen, but I'm not sure. Maybe I stay in Vrindavan in the heat, because I really want to do something, get something done. But now is also India election. In 1 month is election, and that election will take almost 1 month, so it'll be very intensive election days, and not much will happen in those days, but whatever. This is, we can put a little prayer in for Mr. Modi, that he will be able to guide India for another 5 years, because we think he has done a good job, even though much better job still can be done. I think Modi has really favored the poor people of India. He has given lots of advantages to poor people, which most governments don't pay any attention to poor people. Anyhow, this is a little bit the rundown, and this is the next 2 months. No? Any questions from your side? Yes.
¿Por qué existe ese deseo de matar a otros? O sea,
Huh?
¿de dónde surge ese deseo de aniquilación, como de querer matar a otros?
See, that is a good question. Where does this desire come from? It is totally tamasic. It is barbaric. It is violence perpetrated by people without values or dharma. And it's very unimaginable how it is coming into people with good families, good background, good economy. But it's like that. We are just bloody killers in this world. Look how many animals we kill every day. We're killing the animals by the millions. By the millions. And as we kill the humans also. That's what the wars is all about. Just go around and kill people until they submit to you. Until they say, okay, do anything with me you want. You know, that is the capitulation. When a person is in a conflict and they take the white scarf, says, I'm capitulating. What does it mean? And the winter came, and they didn't give them any food, and the 900,000 died. They let them die. That was the cheapest solution for them. That's a big crime, and the war is a crime. But how you treat with the prisoners of war, that's another question. Because in every war there's prisoners and all that, no? So the Germans, they let 900,000 Russians die. If I would be a Russian, I would never let a German come into Russia again. I would say, you guys stay out of here. But it's very funny, you know, you don't know how to... In this world, those who have money, they more or less get away with anything they want. Sometimes they kill people, and then they pay the police, and everything is okay. That's in India also happens. So the justice system is all crooked. People want to kill others who they feel they're in their way. It's basically killing is motivated by some business. Usually it's business. Somebody is making a competition which threatens your business, then get rid of them. I mean, in Colombia, they have a profession called sicarios. And the sicarios in Medellin, they have a syndicate. The Sicario syndicate, this is unbelievable. And they say, if you guys get on our case, we start killing policemen. It's unbelievable. And there's another thing, it is soldiers of fortune. They're people, they live in Belgium. Not only in Belgium, but in many places. Belgium is one of the banks of the soldiers of fortune. So people live there, they go there. They're expert in killing. And they wait for a job. Then some people come there, some drug lords or some warlord, and they said, I need 30 deadly killers who are not afraid of anything. It's in Belgium, it's in Europe. It's not in a Patala Loca or anything. It's there in Brussels. And then they said, I need 30 deadly killers who can do anything I want them to do. They say, how much you pay? $10,000 a month. If they're Israeli trained. If they're not Israeli trained, then they only get $3,000 or $4,000. But $3,000-$4,000 for killers. And people, they go there for a job. Killing jobs. They're taken to Africa, they're taken to Asia, they're taken anywhere. Then they go and they create terror. Colombia, they have men. In Colombia, they're cheaper. In Colombia, they get twice salario minimum. If you work for the guerrilla, you make twice as much as those people who are for the paras. So then you go and become a cheap killer. Yes, the question you're asking is very, very good. Why people kill others? For making money, for business, for having power, and for going to hell for sure. Sure ticket to hell. That's why I think hell has an overpopulation right now. Anyhow, it's not Germans, it's not Americans, it's not Italians, it's not Indians or Chinese. It's the wrong mentality, that's all it is. And you can find the wrong mentality everywhere, and you can find the right mentality also everywhere. And we are trying to search Sadhu Sangha to associate with the right mentalities. Jai Prabhupada.